Hi guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to episode 19 of our bid to take Hearts to the top of Scottish football. And since last episode where we got a surprise thumping win over Rangers, it's been a little bit a case of feast or famine, to be honest. We were either brilliant or we struggled a little bit. After that game, we went and played Motherwell away from home. Yeah, it was away from home. It was 5-2 this one. We scored an early goal through Middleton. They pulled us straight back. They actually went ahead, and then we never really looked back. There was an own goal. Uche got a double and Levitt with a fifth. I mean, we were good going forward. We were really good going forward, but we didn't look the best going back. And you can see it was going the other way, I should say, at the back. But you can see, I mean, they had a couple of bad days in defence, which I think really helped us in the end. Then Hamilton struck again. I did go with a different formation in this one. I went with sort of three at the back, wing backs, 2-1-2, thinking that would. I should just match them up. Gary, you're ripping your hair out listening to me right now, aren't you? I should maybe just match them up. The reason I'm hesitant to do that is because what I don't want is I don't want two at the back against three strikers. I don't like that. So I thought you can see here going with I actually messed up a little bit. I did push Herring back into the middle of a back three. But I think I only realised that after they scored their first goal, to be honest. I want three centre-backs against the three strikers and then the wing-backs getting forward because they completely lack width. There should be no one marking them until they get to their back two. Yeah, I mean, we played better, I would say. But still, you can see by our match rating, still not good. They did defend well, to their credit. A draw would have been fair. I think losing was harsh. Dylan Levitt got the goal for us. Basically Hearts strike again. Then we played Aberdeen. These are two home games as well, which is what was really disappointing. Then we played Aberdeen at home, and this was just a bit of a snooze fest, to be honest. Both teams cancelled each other out. You can see once again I went with that same formation. It worked better, to be honest. You can see we actually got a couple of decent performances. We had more of the ball. They had more shots on goal. As I said, it was a stalemate. It was a boring game. 0-0 was probably fair. It's one of those. Either team could have won it with sort of the odd chance, but on the general play, a 0-0 was probably all that was going to ever happen there. Then we played Inverness, and this was another game where we were really. This was a game of two halves. We were amazing in the first half. You can see we were 4-0 up. We went to 5-0 up. And then we kind of just clocked off. Uche got a hat-trick, Sutar with a penalty, and then Glenn Middleton just after the break. At that point, the match ratings were just ridiculous. And then we just kind of clocked off a little bit after that. And we were never really in doubt of dropping any points, but it was a poor second half performance. But Uche with the half-an-hour hat-trick was really good. So let's have a look at what all that means for the league table. And it is okay. It's okay. Aberdeen is actually top. We're joint with Rangers, though we do have a game in hand on them. And then there's a little bit of a gap back to Hamilton, Hibernian, and Celtic, is it? Down there in 6th spot. Wow, I mean, they do have a game in hand on us as well. So it's 10 points right now. It could potentially be 7. But that's who we're playing first up. We could, if we win this and go 13 points clear, I mean, we're getting to the realms of not just taking them out of contention for the league, but I mean, they've got to start looking. At what point do they start looking over their shoulder and being, we need to actually just get into the top half of the split? Their form has picked up, as you can see there. They drew against Rangers, and they drew against Kilmarnock, and then they had the 2 losses against us, and they lost it to Inverness. So their recent form has definitely picked up. They've just got 2 draws in their last 8 games as a drop point. So they're going in the right direction. We have a real opportunity here to, as I said, almost eliminate them out of contention. And of course, our second game is against St Mirren, who is just below them in the table. So let's have a look at, you can see the formation there, at what we're expecting here. They are the favourites. You would expect that, even though we are at home. They're a standard attacking team. Neil Lennon is clinging onto his job, but like I said, there has been an upturn in form recently. This is how we're expecting them to play, which is why we're not going with the same. Last time we essentially played this formation against them, and it worked really well. The reason we're not doing that this time is because this is how we expect them to play. This is how they have been playing, and I think that coincides with their upturn in form. We're going to try going with wingers and fullbacks and overlapping them and getting down the sides of them. We know crosses in the box to Uche are devastating. There's their passing network. There are their key passes, and this is the team that we're sending out to face them. It is not Ted Smith in goal. I gave Ted Smith the game. I'm just trying to keep them going. We'll see here, Denny Glover's, Thomas Glover, his attributes are really starting to improve now that he's playing a lot. So, I mean, he is still the first choice, but what I do want is I want to give Ted Smith some games. We might even play him against St Mirren in the second game. and just try and get them both trending in the right direction. So it's Mitchell, Herring, Suter, and Michael Smith as a back four, Cochrane and De Jong in midfield, Morrison, Levitt, and Middleton in behind Uche, and you'll see that we're playing more attacking, but we're going to keep the lines compact to try and stop them playing through us and make up for not having a DM. So we're more attacking going forward, but hopefully it'll be more difficult for them to get through us. And of course, there is a goals of the month at the end of this episode as well. So for all those goals you've missed in between there, except for the Inverness game, that happened this month. But for all the goals of November, you'll see them after this game. So they're playing as expected. I mean, it's a decent team, isn't it? We've got to watch out for the Scott Brown long goals because that seems to be their only way of scoring against us. McPhee says pick up where we left off. We're at home. Let's give the fans something to cheer today. Let's go with that with a little bit of passion. Let's give the fans something to cheer. Some calm, we have faith. And let's see, can we go 2 for 2 against Celtic? It's a big ask, but we've got to be a chance. And here we go, the Hearts faithful. Look at that, a full house. I think the next thing I want to do, because we already have decent enough training facilities. I know training facilities are good. I know our youth recruitment and junior coaching is good. I think the next thing we need to do is look to either expand or move stadium if we can. Try and get that bigger capacity. It's off the post and it's hacked clear by Suter. In order to compete financially with Celtic and Rangers in this league, where TV money isn't really everything, we need to get the stadium capacity up. And if we're playing well and selling out, we need to do that. We need to get the sellouts in, don't we, to continue to sell out. All right, here goes Dimitri Mitchell. Oh, it's a decent ball in. Couldn't quite find the target. And are we going to find ourselves on a bit of a counter-attack here? Asano, who's really, really rapid. We've got a man in the box. We've held him up nicely there. Can we get a block in? He gets a cross dinked in. It's headed away from Suter and De Jong. And are we going to go back? This is becoming a long old highlight. Levitt has, look, we've got so much space. We've got men forward. Go on, Dylan Levitt. Pick out your pass. It's Middleton. Oh! The Rangers, man, puts it in against Celtic. 5 minutes in. We're 1-0 up. This is what we're all about this year. Go on, boys. Excellent, excellent stuff. What a counter-attacking goal that is. Look at the space. We caught them out there. It's a good defensive clearances there. 2 headers. Levitt picks a beautiful pass, and Middleton first goalkeeping question marks. Definitely. Do they have Zamal in goal, I wonder? But 1-0 to Hearts of Midlothian. Go on, boys. Of course, a win here does keep us top. We are behind Aberdeen, as I said, right now. So, for us title-chasing teams, it's important to get the 3 points here at home to these mid-table teams. Uche! Ooh. Uche is just on fire this season. Eamon Brophy's been doing okay. He's very streaky. Very, very streaky. As I said last episode, he seemed to score a hat-trick on Northern. So, we'll see. We'll just kind of monitor him. We didn't pay too much. I mean, it's big money for, I guess, it's Scottish League. It was only, 200,000 or something? So it's not do or die. What's he actually worth now? He's worth more than we paid for him, so we're not going to make a loss on it. I wouldn't have thought. Can we get Rogic back to the edge of the area? We have. Oh no, Danny Glover. It was a tough one. Could he have done a little bit better? He got there, didn't he? That's the thing. He did get there. Was they offside? No, everybody got back. Dinks out across. Oh, he got there. To be fair, if he tapped it back out, it probably would have been a tap in for them again. It was onside. We saw that the first time. A little bit unlucky to concede again from a corner. We have, as I was just about to say, we have looked good from defending the corners and set pieces since the debacle against Hibs last episode. But, you wouldn't really know it there. We might need to, it might be one of these things that we just need to continually train just to make sure that, just to make sure that we're not lapsing into bad habits. Do we say unlucky, boys? Let's go with unlucky. Let's keep it calm. We don't want to put too much pressure on them. I mean, as I always say, a draw against the Old Firm team, whether it be home or away or anywhere else, is a good result. Even though Celtic are... Well, we see they're struggling in the table, but their recent form is actually quite good. So they're sort of more back to what you'd expect Celtic to be as opposed to where they are in the table, I suppose. But we don't need to be winning, but I'd like to be winning. I think we need to be picking up a point, if I'm honest. I I don't see too much sense in changing anything just yet. I think we've been okay. We have limited their chances. And once again, I mean, they only scored from a long shot against us in the first game. And they've scored from a corner this one. So, I mean, a goal is a goal. It doesn't really matter how they go in. Like I always say, they don't draw pictures. But it's a bit of a shame, isn't it, if that's how it's going to be. All right, Midlothian. Bit of quality here, mate. There, it's Herring. It's a penalty. No, it's there for De Jong. And then Levitt, he's offside. Dylan Levitt has a really good habit of popping up in the box like that. He has a really bad habit of being offside. He seems like he has a goal ruled out like that every second game. A little bit, it's just unlucky, really, that, isn't it? It's not too much you can do. Maybe if he was a little bit more aware, he could get back. I'm looking at Morrison, who's not having a good game, and I don't actually think we've seen him in the game as of yet. Here he is here. I was going to... Oh, that's Midlothian. I was going to take Morrison off. Is he going to keep himself in the game here? That's a good tackle. Uche just hesitated a little bit on the ball there. Are we going to pay the price? Lord Rogic of Australia to Baba Rahman. Rogic, don't do it, mate. Don't do it. Come on. Oh, don't do it. Come on, boys. Get him there. Get in there. Can we get a little bit closer? Cross comes in. It's there. It's a penalty. No, Rogic stays on his feet. Can we win that ball? No. Oh, we're standing around with too static defensively, and Scott Brown again from the edge of the area. He only ever scores against Hearts. That is unbelievable. Let's show some passion. We are going to make that change now for Callum Morrison, who hasn't been in the game whatsoever. Uche hasn't had a classic either, has he? I do wonder if it's just maybe not his day. You don't need to see that again. Mitchell's been quiet. Suter hasn't had a classic. Let's go attacking. We've got 20 minutes to go here. Alright, is this going to be a highlight for the good guys? Here's McDonald. Goes cross-field. Looks like a good ball out there for Midlothian. Brings it down. Crosses it, right edge of the area. There it is there for Levitt. Dylan Levitt. He moves it on for McDonald. Oh, just past the post. On his left foot too, wasn't it? It's a good effort on his left foot. Let's give it a get creative here. I'm wondering if for the last... that deflected in. Unbelievable. Well, demands more. It looked deflected, didn't it? Let's have another look at this. It is too. Keeper's going the wrong way. We haven't had luck this game, have we? That is for sure. Alright, we need a little bit of a Hail Mary now, don't we? What do we do? Do we take Levitt off, go 2 up top maybe? Sort of go halfway house between the two tactics. Advance forward for Brophy. We'll put him on support. Anything else we want to do? Suter's not having his best. De Jong's not having a good game. Let's bring Hickey on for De Jong. And there we go. That's all our subs. As I said, it's a bit of a Hail Mary, but, you know, we're 2 goals down. Not long to go here. Let's be more expressive. We'll raise the tempo. Exploiting the flanks doesn't really seem to have worked, does it? We need to counter press. We need to try and close them down now as well. I'm a little bit... I have half a thought on goal difference, but let's see what we can do. Is there going to be time for another shout? It just hasn't been our day, has it? Look at that Denny Glover where he just sort of flapped it into the back of the net. A deflected goal for their third. Scott Brown yet again on the edge of the area, managing to somehow find the back of the net. I mean, if we look at the positives, we beat them at Celtic Park. So this, you know, we've kind of... Don't do it. Oh, that's harsh. I mean, we've gone for it. We've been caught out. It can happen, can't it? We'll give it a concentrate. We don't need to see that again. Suter's in the end has had a poor game. So, you know, he's happy again, but are we happy with him? Not on this performance, that's for sure. Nice ball out there from Hickey. This isn't a proper highlight. Can we get one back? Put a little bit of respectability back in the score. Smith crosses it in, back post. It's there. Oh, Midlothian on his heels, it looked like. If he'd been attacking the ball, he may have got a chance. Oh, Jay! A little bit of respect. 13th goal this year for the big Uche. Excellent stuff. Missed header there. Yeah, if Milton had been anticipating that, he could have got in there. But as it turns out, puts in a peach of a ball, and Uche's not missing that, is he? Let's throw out some praise. Let's try and give them a little bit of positive reinforcement here. No one liked the praise. Excellent. It wasn't our best defensive performance. We've only hurt the goal difference by 2, so it's not the end of the world. It does, of course, bring that gap to Celtic potentially. Oh, hang on, wait a minute. Brophy. Oh, Middleton's still there. Can he get a cross in? No. And that should be it. A little bit disappointing having gone in front to go and concede so many. I can't remember if we've got defensive training. I hope we didn't do it before this game. Maybe we have some set up for the next week. I can't remember. But defense is definitely... I mean, we're conceding too many goals again just recently, aren't we? So there we go. But not ideal. I'm going to say I'm not happy with that, to be honest. I think we had moments, but we never really got started, did we? So that's a shame. Brings Rangers level on points with us. We're back behind Aberdeen. Celtic just keep edging that little bit closer, don't they? But anyway, guys, wait right there. We've got St Mirren next. Hopefully we'll get a nice performance against them. Okay, welcome back. We are about to face St Mirren. I just thought I'd give you a quick update on the training. You can see here we did work on defence before the Aberdeen game, sort of that week. Getting ready for this match week against Celtic. It didn't work because we also had Inverness and we conceded 3 goals against them. So 7 goals in a week. Clearly it didn't work. You can see this week we've gone back to defensive training. We've also worked on defending corners, free kicks and attacking corners as well. So hopefully we'll see some benefits of that against St Mirren here because... You know, we haven't been defending well enough, have we? This is it. We haven't actually beaten them that many times. 3 draws against St Mirren. Now, they have a habit of just banging in goals from anywhere. It is ridiculous the amount of long shots they've scored against us, and absolutely cracking goals as well. Now, they're a direct team, a balanced style. Oren Kearney, now I've had him in the team once before. I think in Northern Ireland. Was he at Linfield maybe at some point in his career? Maybe way back in the day. But this is how we're expecting them to play. A little bit defensive. You can see again deep and maybe we can get down those sides. That's what we're going to have to go for. There's their passing network and of course key passes as well. A little bit more direct as you would expect from a direct passing team. So let's have a look at the team that we are sending out now. We have had a team meeting, just a little bit of like things are going really well guys, but come on, let's kick it on. We've actually only won 3 of our last 7 games. So we do need to try and kick it on a little bit here. Ted Smith is going to go in goal. Nothing really to do with Glover in that last game. I said I wanted to give him another game. Glover didn't really cover himself in glory though. It's Mitchell. Proctor comes in. Coping is injured, or he's actually sick, and Herring is injured. So Proctor comes in to partner Suter and Smith in this one. All change in midfield. O'Reilly and Irving. I just feel Cochrane and Dejom have gone off the boil a little bit lately. So we'll bring some fresh players in for that. Egerton, I said Morrison hadn't been seen last game. So we've dropped him for Egerton along with Levitt and Middleton. Uche continues up front. He has 13 goals, 12 league goals, which is almost as many as he got last year. And Sean Clare, back from injury, back on the bench. We'll try and give him some game time here as well. So they've tricked us a little bit. They are going 4-4-2 in the end, but that should be... Is that Simeon Jackson? Yeah, that is Simeon Jackson, Canadian legend, of course. Yeah, so we'll see how we go here. It shouldn't be a problem. What do we want to say? Go out there and prove a point. Come on, lads, show me what you can do. That seems like a sensible thing to say, doesn't it? We're just in a little bit of danger here of letting our season come off the rails. So we want to try and prevent that if we can, obviously. I should quickly mention too, our Brexit rules have come through. Nigel Farage isn't going to be happy. We can have a maximum of 17 foreigners. So it's very much on the soft Brexit side of things. That's pretty much the only Brexit I've had, I think, in FM19. It's just 17 foreigners with work permits. Yeah, so, you know, that's fine. We don't have that many foreigners anyway. This is danger zone. Oh, Smith. Not great, mate. Not great. Yeah, didn't really look interested, did he? Just kind of casually setting their hands in his pockets. Good free kick, to be fair. Maybe it's a bit harsh on him. We saw Danny Glover miss one like that earlier on in the season too, didn't we? I think that was a Channel game. May have even been the first game of the season, actually. Anyway, we need to pick up our game here, guys, because remember our team meeting? Let's kick things on a little bit. We're not really kicking things on. Here goes Levitt. What's he got here for us? Out for Middleton. Mitchell with an overlapping run. Finds him nicely. Can he get across in there for Uche? Oh, it's flapped away. Uche still has it though. Penalty. Penalty. Middleton. Somebody put it in the back of the net. There it is. Middleton. Turn. Shoot, mate. Shoot. Somebody. Hey! 14th goal of the year for Uche. Went in eventually. Excellent, excellent stuff. We'll demand a little bit more of that. Back on level terms. And that is as scrappy can get. Pinballs in the box. Eventually, though, it broke from someone a little bit of space. And yeah, I mean, it's not winning any goal of the season competition, is it? Benny Hill music behind that one. But eventually, Uche puts it in the back of the net. Probably his scrappiest goal of the year, but that doesn't matter. Like I said last game, they don't draw pictures, they all count. 1-1. Excellent, excellent stuff. Now we just need to try and kick on a little bit here, don't we? Here we go again. Proctor goes out for Middleton just for a second there. I thought he might be going to lose out. We did lose out there. Is that Levitt? Levitt's annoying me a little bit this game, if I'm honest. Especially knowing we have Clare on the bench isn't helping. Rangers have taken the lead against Hibs. Can we get to that? We can. Well done, Andy Irving. Andy Irving's listed for loan because he wanted first team football. So I just basically said I'd loan him out to keep him happy. Here goes Eagleson on a run. Gets a ball in there. It's headed away. It's going to be picked up, though, with O'Reilly. Back for Irving. I don't particularly want to loan him out, but I do need to play him more. He had a point there. Decent crossing from Smith again. It's headed down. Irving. Andy Irving! Oh, it's taking a deflection, I think. And Uche couldn't get on the end of that one. We have... This is how St Mirren games seem to go. We have been the better team, I think, here. But they just... It's like it's a shooting range for them. And, they just kind of keep themselves in games with long-range efforts. That was okay without being fantastic, wasn't it? I'm going to... What do I say to that? Unlucky? We'll go unlucky again. I do think I got my team talk wrong against Celtic as well. Basing that on the fact that we were a lot worse second half. So whatever I said at halftime kind of had a negative impact on the performance, which obviously isn't what you want. So I'm just a bit disappointed about that, sort of thinking about it in hindsight. But, these things can happen. You can't do perfect every time. But I'm one of these people, I really do think that team talks are what allow you to overachieve. And I do, without trying to sort of blow my own horn too much, I do think that I tend to get teams to overachieve a little bit. And I'm convinced it's team talks, and linking team talks to what you're saying in the press conferences. There's a ball there for Eagleson on the edge of the area. We're just gonna let it go? All right, guys, that's fine. So I'm really disappointed that I sort of got it a little bit wrong against Celtic there. Hopefully we haven't got it wrong here as well. Smith picks up a loose pass there, knocks it forward. Can we pounce there? No, we can't. Oh, this is becoming a long, scrappy highlight, and these make me nervous, especially when we don't have the ball. It's a good ball there for Smith to intercept. They're keeping possession here. I don't like this. I do not like. Suter's there, heads it clear, and again, this is where they scored a long shot out of nothing from the edge of the area. Oh, just far from McGinn. We're dominating the game. Essentially, we're dominating the game. Egerton isn't having a great game out there. We do have McDonald on the bench. Levitt hasn't done too much. I am wondering if we take it off, exploit the flanks here. Maybe just spread the field a little bit further. We will take Egerton off. We'll bring on McDonald. Egerton is a good player, but right now he's just struggling to deliver. He did play well against the lesser teams in the Betfred Cup, so his sort of match ratings average is quite good, but that's not sort of playing against the good opposition. I am going to bring Clare on for Levitt. I'm going to play him as a shadow striker. Uche and Naismith had a really good partnership with Naismith in behind as a shadow striker, so we'll try that again here. I'm also looking at Matt O'Reilly, isn't having a great game. Here goes Middleton with a corner. Uche! Oh, it's in! Is it offside? I don't think it is. It's going to be given. Andy Irving, second goal of the year for him. I tell you what, we have scored some scrappy goals this game, haven't we? I'd say we've actually lucked into it a little bit here. 2 scrappy goals, but we will take it. We will absolutely take it and run. Second goal, as I said, for Andy Irving. I think it was an Uche header He's such a beast, isn't he? And yeah, he's just been played on by the guy on the goal line there. The goalkeeper was actually probably the person playing him on, if I'm honest. Let's give it a concentrate. Like I keep saying, it's time and time again. St Mirren just smashed something in from the edge of the area after we've dominated a game like this. Let's really start and close this thing down now. Waste some time. Play for set pieces. We'll slow it down as well. Come on, boys. Come on. Let's see this out. We need these 3 points. It would be a hard-earned 3 points, but let's concentrate through to the end. This should be it. Not the performance I was necessarily... I don't think the performance was bad. We just didn't get the goals. But that's a big, big 3 points on the road against a team in St Mirren that we have struggled to beat in the past. We haven't lost to them, but we have struggled to beat them. And I tell you what, that's one of those games where, guard against complacency. That's one of those games where, you're not at your best, but you manage to grind out the 3 points. So that's really, really good. Uche is just proving to be just invaluable to us this year. Look at these match stats compared to last year. He's already got as many goals, more assists, more man of the match awards. Look at the match average rating. We're not missing Naismith whatsoever having him in the team, are we? Really, really good performance. If we have a quick glance at the league table, we will see we're back top. Ahead of Rangers on goal difference, which is nice. A bit of a slip up this episode versus Celtic, but if Aberdeen were to lose, they could go back ahead of us. Celtic are still lurking, but with a nice 9-point gap to Hamilton, we are looking good for a top 4 finish, aren't we? Which is important because that's we need to be qualifying for the Europa League this year, or else we might find ourselves answering some questions, I should say, about our jobs. But that's it for today, though, guys. If you have enjoyed that, a bit of a mixed bag. Not that good of a performance overall, was it? Celtic was poor, and Rangers, Middlesbrough was it Middlesbrough? Where am I? St Mirren was a little bit poor as well. So we'll be back next time. We'll come back for the festive fixtures. Hibernian at home, Dundee away. Look at this run. There's some friendlies in there, but look at this run. We've got 5 or 6 away games in a row there. Absolute nightmare stuff. But that's all for next time, guys. Hibs and Dundee. I'll see you then. Take care. And here are our goals of the month for what month are we doing? November. See you guys.